Yeah, I mean, I think it really comes down to, are we targeting the right people, right? At this point, when you have buying cycles, you have a variety of different titles you're going after, you have complex segmentation, you're trying to serve up content to the different groups that you're going after. And it creates, that's a lot to manage, right? As a single marketer, it's a little bit easier when you have one target, you have one persona, one segment, and you can
Yeah.
just continually create and serve content. Once that gets broad and varied and you're trying to hit all these different people, it gets a little complex. And so you have to really understand, where are they in their journey? Am I covering the funnel enough? Am I serving enough content? Are they getting stuck somewhere? Are they like, petering out at, the top of the funnel, and creating a log jam essentially, or are we moving them through? And what titles are we losing in the funnel, right? Like all those questions start to come into play when you increase your segmentation and you start thinking about more buying groups. So I think that's a kind of an inflection point, right? It's not that, one or two groups we're segmenting on with one or two different key messages. It's a variety, right? It's a little bit more broad of what we're segmenting, what we're saying, and the personas we're going after.
This I'm trying to come up with a way for people to sort of visualize what we're talking about here, and I think that, Whitney, the first thing I'm going to say is that we're not talking about the end of that funnel. And when I say object-based funnel, what I'm saying is a way of measuring the progress of a deal from a contact to a lead. In other words, the sort of meta structure of CRM and maps, right? All the
Yep.
way through to an opportunity. I think people understand that. And also this idea of linearity. And
Right.
that's what, typically all deep thinking for men occurs in the shower. And so this morning in the shower, I was reminded of, and this might be aging me or dating me a bit. There's a comedy troupe, BBC comedy troupe called Monty Python, and they would have these just ridiculous skits, Monty Python on the blah blah blah. One of the skits was they have all these guys lined up for a race, and the announcer says, "This is a race for people with no sense of direction." And instead of them running down the track, they all go a different direction, right? And that's the bit. It's this like one little moment. It's literally like 5 or 6 seconds, and boom, they're going off in different directions. And so, to me, that is the transition, sort of the old linear. I'm going to run right down that track, and if I can make it through all those gates, I'm going to be your winner.